Matthew Patrick.
Madam Deputy Speaker, thank you for the opportunity to deliver my maiden speech on this important debate. The matter of budget responsibility is important to my constituents in Wirral West, and it's important to them because they know the cost of getting it wrong, the cost to public finances, to public services and to public trust, and I know they will support the measures we're introducing. May I congratulate the member for Kettering, hope I said that right, and my many honourable friends and the honourable members who have made their maiden speeches today. They've been beautiful, telling stories of constituencies and personal journeys, and I think there's a theme to many of them. I think there's a theme of civility in public life and about ambition for everybody and about the number of hours of sunshine each of the various constituencies receive, and I'm going to be looking that one up, no doubt. I will focus my remarks today on the place and the people who have brought me here, and in so doing hope to explain why I believe in the power of argument, disagreement and nuance. Honourable members will know that my constituency is in the Wirral Peninsula. What the House might not have realised is that we're quite particular about how you refer to the Wirral. It's never Wirral, but the Wirral, and you're rarely in it, but rather on it. The rich history of Wirral West, one of Vikings, James Bond and a Prime Minister, wouldn't be out of place in a Hollywood blockbuster. The Vikings came to the Wirral in 900 AD, and they brought with them their own parliament, which they called Things. And so, one of the many beautiful villages we enjoy, Thingwall, was named. Honourable members will probably be grateful that I'm going to skip forward a few centuries of history here to bring us closer to the present day. James Bond, Daniel Craig, the most recent and in my view best 007, was brought up, played rugby and went to school in West Kirby and Hoylake. And former Prime Minister Harold Wilson, who did so much for lifelong learning with the Open University and introduced important social reforms, himself lived in Spittal. Our past may be worthy of Hollywood, but our present and beautiful natural environment wouldn't be out of place in a David Attenborough documentary. Its physical beauty has been captured by many of the finest photographers, but even they will tell you there is no substitute for seeing it for yourself. For walking to Hilbury Island and watching as the seals swim through the River Dee, or admiring the golf courses we have, famous for hosting the Open. And Madam Deputy Speaker, those people lucky enough to call Wirral West their home are themselves part of what makes it so special. They bring passion to everything they do, and they carry that passion with a warm welcome and a great dignity. That passion runs through each of the towns and villages. It's passion for one another and for our area, helping expand opportunities to everyone. I cannot imagine another place with as many community groups, churches and businesses that work so hard to do such good. Scouts and guides groups, the RNLI, our schools and hospitals, community hubs like the Hall Road Hub, so many groups that support all people, whatever the difficulties they face. It's a community spirit that has powered us through some difficult times, and I hope that this new government can help bring back some hope so that we can look forward to better days. Wirral West, with its expanded boundaries, has been most recently served by two people, Margaret Greenwood and now the Honourable Member for Birkenhead. Margaret Greenwood is deeply passionate about our NHS and our environment, and those are two passions that I share. As an MP, Margaret knew that to get our NHS back on its feet is vital so that it can deliver world-leading care. We're fortunate in Wirral West to have two hospitals, Arrow Park and Clatterbridge. The latter, I know the Secretary of State for Health is particularly fond of, given the support they gave to his family. I think back now to conversations I had in the election campaign, with people waiting, sometimes years, for crucial operations, and the stress that that waiting added to their daily lives. And I will be thinking of those people as we do the work to turn the NHS around. And as Margaret often reminded us, there's no escaping the threat that is climate change. And it came up often on the doorstep. People on the Wirral, from teachers to scientists, environmentalists to parents, like so many, are worried about the threat of climate change. They know it doesn't respond to strong rhetoric, borders, or weapons. It is only action, joined up with our partners around the world, that will help us tackle climate change and save our environment. When I see the wind farms off of our Wirral shores, I'm proud that we can be a home of green energy and green jobs, delivering the bold action that is desperately needed. My other predecessor, who now serves Birkenhead, has had a deep impact on my own journey. Ambitious, for me personally and for many people like me, for working class communities, for all of us, encouraging us, believing that we too can stand tall in places, even ones as grand as this. I grew up in Birkenhead. It's a wonderful place, but it's not without its struggles. Standing here now is a testament to my honourable friend, her encouragement and her ambition for people like me. And she will know that as proud as we rightly are that some people from ordinary backgrounds can fulfil their ambitions, that it is still only some people and that there is much, much more we must do. I will not rest until some people having opportunity becomes everybody having opportunity. The enormity of that task is matched only by its importance. And it would be daunting, but for the fact that I know I'm not alone in that mission. I am proud to stand alongside the Honourable Member for Birkenhead and all of my honourable friends in this great task. Madam Deputy Speaker, the Wirral has had many politicians who have made an important contribution to public life. The Honourable Member for Wallasey's championing of women and the LGBT community. Baron Hunt of Wirral, although members will realise I think it should be Baron Hunt of the Wirral, but we'll come back to this, comes from a different tradition to me, but has served people in this country with bravery and distinction over many years. And of course, Frank Field, who we sadly lost earlier this year. Frank was a dear friend of mine, and I miss him terribly. He was the first MP I met. He was interested in what everyone had to say. And as honourable members across the House may know from personal experience, he was quite interested in disagreement too. He was fascinated when what you had to say differed from his own views. And it was Frank that taught me that disagreement didn't need to be tolerated in politics, it needed to be sought out and embraced. That if you believe in something, you should feel free to say it. And as long as you do so, with reason and respect and humility, you should enjoy the consideration of others. Because we cannot reward the absolutists, those that know everything with total certainty, I think are the people we should most fear. I'm conscious standing here of the responsibility placed on me to represent the interests and the people of Wirral West, and I will do that fiercely. And I'm deeply aware that representation is as much about listening as it is about speaking. The most interesting and informative conversations I had on the election campaign were with people who disagreed with me, and I learnt much from them. And in this House, while I bring from my career expertise in local government and economic policy, which I hope will benefit others, I intend to tap into the accumulated knowledge of honourable members from all sides of the House. There's not been enough listening in our politics of late. And I believe if we are to restore faith in this House, which I believe we must, then listening to our constituents and to one another is a vital step. Frank and I spoke often on a whole range of issues, and even towards the end of his extraordinary life, he maintained a fascination with politics, with what it could do for people and the disagreements that lay at its heart. So a small part of his enormous legacy will be these three commitments I make to this House. My commitment is to listen in good faith to arguments made in good faith. My commitment is to change my mind when it is right to do so. And my commitment is to stand up for the things that I believe in so that others might do the same. That is what Frank would have expected. It's what the people of Wirral West rightly expect. And it's what this House and our politics deserves. Thank you.